package.
I mean, put your packaging on it.
I'm like, man, I would have to make bulk quantities, but yeah, I get mine from St. Lucia, and then I make it raw.
Imported sea moss, nigga. What are you talking about? You be going to the sea, nigga. His shit is flown in. He got it flued out. All his sea moss is flued out, nigga.
He get it straight from the server, you know what I mean? He like Frank Lucas.
He just roll up.
Raw seed.
He don't even say shit, you know.
Aquaman shit be working out there.
What if though, like just for like 1 minute, they just had all the GC characters get hard up and they gotta resort to crime and selling drugs. All the heroes because they gotta get the money to like rebuild the headquarters or shit.
Like, oh shit!
I would watch that. I would watch it.
See Wonder Woman tricking.
Yeah, you know she's tricking. Her, and what's the Joker's homegirl?
Oh, Harley. Oh, yeah.
Harley would be a fucking madam. Yeah, she'd be a straight out madam. Have a team.
She tricking without this situation.
She's just, I like
the real Harley.
I like it.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, man. Thanks for coming out.
Thanks for the invite, man.
It's all good.
About to make nothing.
How we doing, man? So what's been up with you, man? What's you know, everyone, I know.
That was a one-time thing.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, high school shit, you know. And it's funny, the Blue Collar Rockstar, they did a interview, too.
I'm not rallying. I mean, it's big.
KRI Zen and PK.
Mm-hmm.
But, no, they was talking about some history and stuff about Necro and shit. But,
it's always crazy to me to hear other people's stories of it because, I mean, for me, a lot of this stuff's just a blur.
Right. Because we lived it, you know. We was in the moment. So, yeah, it is funny to hear perspectives.
There's no drink.
Takes and, you know, different views. You know, when PK joined in, he didn't join in at the I thought he was one of the top dogs, but he joined in later. It's like, okay, all right.
Yeah. Because, I mean, initially it was a graffiti crew, but I had already had a graffiti crew. So this was like moving the graffiti crew, then adding rapping and everything else to it.
Yeah. And that's exactly what he said. He's like, all right, you came back to him, like, all right, we gonna do this. Oh yeah, that's Pugs. That's Pugs. You figured it out.
But me and him, we had kind of hit that moment where we knew we were cool with each other, you know. And he was facing some of the same things I faced. In the sense that we're coming from Inglewood. So it was definitely, you know, people being like, yeah.
Because it's not too many people in that circle that's doing on that level of hip-hop creativity and just culture. You know, we
were all separated. I mean, really, like looking back now and talking to all the, you know, people like Griffin, even Assam, because, I mean, Assam lived very close to me, but I would never see her outside.
Yeah.
And the same with Griffin. And everybody's moving. I mean, Kingdom Rock, he lived 2 blocks south of me, but never saw him because I only went 1 block up that way, you know? Most times you're going down 63rd to see people. You're not really thinking all the inner blocks. And for me, it was more like 63rd to Halsted or to the Dan Ryan, then 63rd to Western. But everything on the north side of 63rd, I was hitting up because that's where most of my friends live.
Okay.
And I remember, I think I might have been riding home on the bus or, you know, in the car, and I looked and I said, man, that's like PK walking. And then from there, I was like, okay, he must live in Inglewood.
Yeah. All right, that's dope.
And then Bass lived right there next to him. So, see, that made it more of a double.
So that's
and
cool.
then KO, he lived off, I want to say 69th, right there before you got to a little bit after Halsted. And then Tia, she lived over there as well. Like, a lot of us lived in Inglewood. Then Far and Nee, they lived on the other side of the Dan Ryan, but off 63rd. So you see what I mean? Became like, oh, we all going home. You know, it's like, oh, we all could rock. We all could rock out. You know, go to a party, and we're going to the same destination. Because you remember how the joint would go. You got 10 people in the car, and they talking like, I live on Howard. You know, like, well, I live.
All right, well, some of y'all getting up on the train.
In Oakbrook, you're like, man, dude, can't do it. No, but I mean, with that, I mean, think about somebody dropping both of us off. Like,
that's wild business.
That's you're dedicated. Real friends. That's real friends, man.
But nah, man. Yeah, it's just so many memories. It's so dope to see people, just talk the story and talk their version of the story, because that's what's dope. You know what I mean? It's like, I ain't gotta say shit. Like,
Because they be remembering rap bars.
yeah,
I be like, man, I wish I wish I remembered this.
Oh shit. But no, man. Yeah. So now, fast forward, you full-fledged in art, bro. I see you everywhere. You always doing something in the art world, fashion, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
How you transition to that shit, bro? Because
see, the thing, I didn't transition. That's the funniest part of it. Okay. No, but I just made a conscious decision to show those things. Because for me, I always drew, I always painted, I always showed my work within that realm. Right. I took hella art classes, at the art center near my crib. I mean, I went to art school. I didn't stay that long at art school because, I got the movie joint, so it was like school to do that. But I just didn't consider it. Like, I was over art in the sense of saying, hey, I paint, check out my paintings. Like, I was tired of arguing about it, trying to prove that, what I was doing was valid. A lot of times people looked at, the graffiti, the more comic-y, the more black pop art, they didn't take it serious. So, it was just, I was just annoyed at a point, and I was just like, all right, well, it is what it is. I could do it, and when people would ask me to do that kind of stuff, I would definitely jump on it and be like, all right, let me knock it out. Let me go, this is fun, to get it in. But it changed. For me, art kind of more became about making people's album covers. Okay. It became about making music videos, animating music videos. It became, working more on my character of Pugs Atomz. Like, what does he wear? What is his things? What is, associated with that, and really diving deeper into that with my art practice. But again, anytime somebody asked me to come paint something, I just did it and left it as that.
And you was painting cows.
Yeah, I was painting cows back in the day, painting benches, painting, I painted my first mural at like 13. That was my first joint. Okay. You see what I mean? And my summer jobs was all art jobs. Okay. Like, I used to tell you, like, I never could get the job at the Gap or the Urban Outfitters. Like, a lot of stores would come take my picture because they're like the mood board, But when we would sit in that circle to try to get the job, like, I'm not about to lie to you. I was always like, I might have a show and I might not be here. Yeah. I might have a show, might not be.
You gotta be flexible around me.
Well, no, I just knew that wasn't what I wanted. For me, I was always kind of focused on the art side of things. The only other job I ever thought about was to be a draftsman, an architect. Okay. And I did that at Kenwood for like 2 years, and then they kind of phased out that program. So junior year, I didn't do any of the arts. And then my senior year, I took AP art, but I was still taking art classes and drawing, and I was heavy into doing graffiti, and I would have my piece books full to the brim, like it's a real book. Yeah, it's serious. Yeah. Storyboard, whole shit. So I guess it just became more personal to me. And then at the turn of the pandemic, it just reached a point where I was just like, man, I am doing a lot of art stuff. I think it's time to just focus on it. And say it outright instead of it just being what I do. Because, I would go work at Iridium, run the store for a whole day. Mm-hmm. Then I'll go record something at Brian's, big up 600 Block Records. Yeah. And then I will go to Subtia, some other place, do a show. Right. And then on the crazy nights, it would be, I'll go to Damon's spot, midnight, and we paint to maybe 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. Okay. Then I'll go back to work the next day and do it again. You see what I mean? So at the pandemic, I was just like, all right, man, like, I think I gotta choose and, move accordingly. And with the way everything was going, where you couldn't go anywhere, art. I could do art.
Number time on your hands.
Yeah, I could do art. But I'm saying, like, I was getting gigs in the pandemic to do art. You see what I mean? And I was just like, dang, okay. Yeah.
I was too doing that photography. Oh, sweet. Them deserted streets. Yeah, let's do it. Shoot all day. What up? Well, State Street. I'm sitting on the street.
We were paying a lot of board ups. We were getting it in. But also, like, I mean, the other part, like, with the Inglewood Arts Collective, I remember, like, Tanika's like, oh, man, you got to be in this show we're doing. And I'm just like, I don't have time. Like, I just didn't have time. Like, I was locked, you know.
So how did you get into the Inglewood Arts Collective? Shout out to Tony, shout out to Dot, shout out to everybody. I like the Wu-Tang of that shit, too. There's a bunch of y'all.
Yeah, I think it started with, like, a text message or an email or a Facebook message. But it was just Tanika hitting up people from Inglewood and being like, hey, y'all doing this, I'm doing this too. Why don't we represent that as a collective? And then we had a couple meetings, and then in the meetings it was kind of like, wow, we could change what happens when you Google Inglewood. You know?
That's pretty ill.
And then also, I mean, for me, with it just took me back to how I started. Because, I mean, I was doing murals in Inglewood. I was doing community service in Inglewood. I was teaching classes in Inglewood. I was taking drama classes in Inglewood. I was just doing every different type of art thing. I was, hanging artwork, framing artwork. Like, you know what I mean? So I was just like, man, I done already started this way, let's finish it.
Let's go. Yeah.
Let's finish it. And everybody was just down, you know. I mean, it was 10 of us that founded it. And then we have a network of over 200 artists that we give opportunities to and, you know, give funding to.
Y'all recently did a show or something recently, wasn't there?
We had a kickoff for the Inglewood Music Festival with a conversation between Alderman Coleman and the man of the Silver Room.
Oh, what's his name?
Come on, Eric.
Yeah. How did that go?
It was good. I mean, just to have the dialogue about festivals and, you know, how hard it is, you know, to do it.
But I've been hearing the news, about Mark's and they're still paying the money, man. But a festival is very ambitious to do, dude. Like,
I mean, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
We can imagine, like, paying all that money. And it's just for the city maintenance.
Yeah, all the different things you got to pay for, the insurance.
Crazy. That's a very ambitious thing to do,
But, you know, it's ebbs and flows. Because, I mean, as one thing dies, the new thing comes. And, I mean, the youth, our youth, man, it's a lot of very, you know, in it, you know, kids coming up, entrepreneurial kids, big dream kids, finding the funding kids, you know, that are making it happen. So I'm sure, you know, there'll be new things, you know, definitely be new things. That's dope. But anyway, it was Q-Biller's band, they played. Okay. And then Binky hosted. We had Jeff Koons, he was live painting. But it was a cool event. But other than that, we just did the other art fair. We just did 3 pop-ups at the Harris Theater for I want to say Tranisha, I think it is. The opera was there. It was like a 3-day. I think it was 3 days. 3 days.
Wow.
I did Sunday. Tanika did Saturday. Janelle and Cujo did Friday, the opening. Okay. I think Tranisha, I believe is the name of it.
Know.
It was dope though. It was super raw. It was like perfect after seeing Sinners.
You like Sinners?
I enjoyed it. I seen it twice. We saw it when me and Damon and the rest of the Murals of Us crew was in Ogden, Utah, painting a mural out there. We got to see it there in like their oldest theater. And then I caught it again here at the AMC. I want to see it on the crazy screen to see it all move and everything.
That's what it's shot for.
No. The other, the where it shows the 99 millimeter and the other frame where the frame changes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But it's like the only one I found close was in Indiana. Like I wish, like when I had set up to do the interview with the Midwest Desk. that I had worked that out to be.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Young and them. They was here last time, too.
They took us to the jail, man. That was,
what was that? Because I saw pictures of y'all niggas in jail.
Well, no, this is what happened.
What's going on?
I performed, the Blue Collar Rock Stars performed, and then they're like, hey, let's get a group pic. And they're like, yo, it's a jail across the street. We could go take a picture in front. Well, the sheriff's house, that's what they said.
Sheriff's house.
Yeah, but I didn't know the jail is called the sheriff's house because the sheriff's house is connected to the jail. Yeah, so anyway, we're on the steps sitting there.
Andy Griffin, motherfucker?
I mean, I did, but I wasn't watching Andy Griffin for that. I wasn't trying to learn the terms. I was like, I was trying to see the chaos, the mischief, Are they going to get caught? But anyway, the owners came out, and they're like, hey, you guys want a tour? And it's like, man, probably 11, 12 at night. Yeah, we were like, all right, let's go check it out. Yeah.
That's crazy.
But it was cool, but they filmed Public Enemies there. So they still had set from that. That's where we're standing in front of.
Public Enemy what?
The movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And some other movies as well. But they do like a horror house there doing Halloween and some other stuff. But
I can see you doing filming some horror shit, man. That'll be decent, bro. That's dope. But no, that's dope. I'm glad, we gotta go out there, Ty.
What's that?
To Yoda.
Midwest Dust. Yeah. I mean, that's two episodes for them.
Yeah.
You rocked and he rocked,
Yeah, we gotta go out there.
Yeah.
So
that's a journey. That's definitely a journey.
Yeah, I know.
That's all right.
It was a bit of we were on the Skyway. We were on the Skyway like, okay,
we'll get some
still going. We're
some
still
crazy
going.
footage out there.
Yeah. And Noble, he live out there. He live close.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, because he was like, you guys were out here. I was like, bro, I don't know what part you live in, man.
That's crazy. But that's dope. So yeah, Sinners. I like Sinners too. I think it was about time, man, because I felt like vampires was getting shitted on.
Yeah. Well, the whole thing is like, we need other stories. We need other versions. We need, things so you're not knowing the whole plot line. Because I do enjoy guessing what's going to happen, but at the same time, I don't want to guess what's happening.
Or I don't want to see the movie before I watch the movie. So, there's a lot of that shit.
But no, I really like the shots. I like the colors in there. And I like how they introduce people and pull people back and forth within it. And, I mean, he did good with being a twin. That was, like, pretty good.
That was some of the best acting dude did, Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah. I said the same. I remember. Right. And my wife was like, yeah, I think so. I think this is the one for me. This is the one.
I ain't a big
But I mean,
fan.
think about acting without the person next to you, like, and it's you. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you flubbed the line in the last part, now you got to come and be the other guy.
I'm my own motivation.
Yeah, right.
What's my motivation?
Put the tennis ball right there. Draw me on the tennis ball.
Time for my clothes.
Yeah, but watching it made me want to make more video stuff.
Yeah. Same here. When I definitely see good cinema, it gets me charged. I'll be ready to roll. Calling. So what's up, man? We doing a video. Hey, y'all still want to shoot that video?
Yeah, and if y'all didn't know, since about 2013, Kaz has been shooting the majority of the video stuff I direct or edit or my own stuff. Yeah.
And that's how I've been, because I came to you with the camera. I was like, yo.
That was trippy.
I got the camera.
That was so trippy.
Who's on my database that work all the time? Pugs.
It felt so random. You were like, yo, man, let's shoot some
Let's start shooting.
I
went, it was tired, and y'all had that relationship of going overseas, going to Europe.
Yeah, man. Ty made the first one happen.
Yeah. I went out there with him, and he gave me a camera and said, get busy.
Everybody that went to Europe and got their cherry pop came back with a new skill set.
Yeah, man.
Like, think about all of us when we went. Something shifted. Whether it was Song, whether it was Prime Meridian, whether it was On That, whether it was us, 2017. So, leaving the crib with the baggage we carry, it's a full level up. Race.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, Race went out there with Super Legends, Super Sounds, and he came back with a whole new spirit.
Yeah.
You know?
But I mean, to see how big it is. Because I mean, one of the trippiest parts of traveling like the world and finding out like people know some of the lesser known Chicago things, you know, like almost every country I went to, they knew what a mole man was.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they knew about the beats, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that where you're thinking
casually,
it's here, but you're not realizing like, man, it's moving, you know?
And that's good because, you know, you do get that sense of feeling of relation out there, you know what I mean? And be surprised, like, oh, y'all heard of this? Even if you're like, damn, it came all the way out here. And just to come back home and see cats who've never been out there before, that will fucking kill out there, you know what I mean?
Well, I think you get to see what you really have, you know what I mean? Because to me, the scariest part is you're doing a show for a bunch of people that do what you do, instead of being able to do it in front of just the crowd. That would, you know, be, oh my gosh, that's crazy, you know?
There's fans and the people who really enjoy music, and then there's the art, perform in front of the artists. You don't want to do that all the time, even if they're your peers and all that shit.
No, occasionally, fair enough, because it's like a clinic and, you know, you get to trade what you're doing and all that, you know. It's kind of like a open critique, group critique, you know.
Yeah,
but
that's true. But
to me, the best is like people that have no idea. Like to me, I remember like when I just went on a tear of like, I'm gonna open for everybody that plays Chicago. And I mean, it was, I mean, that's probably a good, 300 shows at least. And I mean, every name, because it's like me and Hall of Fame made a deal. We're like, whatever shows they get, I'm rocking some songs or a song. Every show I get, they rocking a joint, you know? So we're doing everybody, Genuine. I mean, just everyone, every type of music, you know what I mean? Like, there's no barriers. Yeah, I'm saying, like, anything coming to House of Blues, man.
Yeah. Well, those House of Blues shows was major. Yeah, I love that stage, House of Blues. What's the best stage you rocked on? I know
the best stage, probably my favorite stage was probably this show, and it was like in the south of France, I want to say. And it was like a festival, but like more built as like a 1-day, 2-day kind of in and out hip hop thing.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was these guys, Puppet Masters, who actually rock with puppets on there. And then Sean Price, and I can't remember who else was on the bill, but it was like a long list of people, whatever.
Yeah.
But we were going on, I think, right before Sean Price or right before the Puppet Master. One of them was like, blah, blah, blah. Nice. Yeah, so it was like, to get to talk to him backstage was super dope. Yeah. And he was super cool. He was super chill. Yeah. And, you know, I think we talked about sneakers and polo, and he was like, I like that beautiful record y'all did. I like that shit. I was just like, the softest song. Like, that's the one. Word.
Hey,
yeah, but I mean, that song is one of my biggest songs. That song definitely changed my life. I mean, we did that song everywhere. That solidified us being the electric.
That's electric, right?
Yeah, that really was the record. Because, I mean, that record. Yeah, me, Vadim, Sabra Jade, Steve Keys, yeah. And I'll say Paz, because he was like our photographer. And I mean, he was with the vibes, man. Nice. He definitely made London amazing for me, you know.
So that was her main travel ticket, was through, with the Electric, that's that group. Because you was out there for some years. I didn't think you was going to come back.
Nah, I didn't think so. I didn't think so, you know.
Straight, because, you know, if you doing, like you said, 300 show, like, this dude making chop out there, hopefully. You know what I mean?
It was good. I mean, it was super good.
Right, and you out there, you living. If you could live out there and perform and all that, then why not? You know? So
I mean, my wife came out there. I was there. Like, it was good. It was good, man. Like, I mean, I was sponsored at that time by Elise. I was sponsored by Vans Black Label, because they were trying to launch like a more like Carhartt work, so refined tailoring and all that. Shoes super clean, no logos. Yeah, so we were like their first group to kind of push that. Okay. And then I'm trying to think who else. I got like the Nike look. I had like Gotta Be the Honeys. Those sneakers that were super hard to get. I mean, Adidas, China, they sponsored us for a bit, and we did some shows out there, had billboards and all that, you know.
That's dope. So, I know that changed your life, like just experiencing that.
What made everything valid?
Yeah,
you know?
okay.
Because, I mean, think about all the ciphers, think about all the times you're traveling miles just to try to make it happen, you know?
Right.
Think about all the college shows. Like, I mean, it was like, all right. It all was worth it. It worked out.
It all paid off.
Worked out. Yeah.
So now that's dope, though. So I'm glad you went out there. I'm glad you came back. Because, when you came back, I was like, man, let's go ahead and get busy. Put us back home. Come on, let's work. And, I went out there. I had my experience out there. I didn't stay out there as long as you. But just being out there, just seeing the world for what it's worth and still being able to perform music in front of people who don't know, speak your language.
No. I mean, the first time I went with Ty, the ticket cost $444. That's what made me go. Because I was like, $444. I was like, what a weird number. And I would think to go to Germany, London, and Paris would be way more. You know, and it's like 2003. Yeah. But on that trip, we just got to live it. Like, we were living it at a very high level. Like, one of the illest moments was we played this club, Octopussy, out there. And it was the final night of this legendary club. Like, they're like, man, this is it. Everyone is coming here, all the DJs, da-da-da-da. And, like, to get to play it and get love was, like, major, man. That was, like, magical. And then, like, we did a show at Nouveau Casino. That's the reason I even had an EP, Nouveau Casino, because of this show. And they gave me and Ty, like, an hour to open. And I was like, an hour to open? Like, do we even have an hour worth of songs?
Hey, this guy, he had the hour CD.
No, but we killed it. We killed it. We murdered it. And I was just like, fair enough, Fair enough, man.
And it's dope because you can really perform because I feel like, it's different than being at the crib or just anywhere. It's like, none of these people know me, you know what I mean? So you can really go full-fledged, expressive, and experiment, too. It's like, all right.
Oh, no, definitely. I mean, with, like, the electric stuff, man, like, I was making all types of stuff off on the fly. I mean, the song Beautiful was just because I had to do the Morpheus Soul show. I was coming on there to freestyle, and on the ride there in the black car, I came up with, like, the rhythm for the hook and the first verse. And I just did that live there.
Wow.
And then I was like, that's dope. And then I came back to Vadim, like, let's make this whole record, Yeah.
And how was he? How was linking up with him? Because,
Well, I didn't know if it was going to happen, to be honest. Because, I mean, the first time he came to Chicago, me and Ty were overseas, and I had paid you to do my promo work.
Yeah, right.
For him doing the show here. And I was like, dang, I missed it. And then me and Sang were in New York maybe 2008 or maybe 2007, and we were at a music seminar, like us, Senior Chaos, a couple other folks from the scene. And we just kind of hit it off. Like, I hit it off with Yara Bravo, and Sang hit it off with Vadim. And then they're like, let's go have dinner, And we were kind of light pitching of like, yo, Pugs trying to go on tour. Can he open? Because they were getting ready to do American, Canadian, and European tour. Yeah. So, so after the dinner, they thought it was a cool idea, and then there was a little follow-up, and then I was on the bill for, I think it was like, I want to say like 45 shows or 50 shows in 60 days or 45 shows in 50 days, something like that. Something crazy. But zigzagging and never being on that extensive of a tour, like, like you got to figure it out, So, I mean, like, DJ Intel, big up DJ Intel, man. That man made it happen. Because, I mean, mind you, I had, like, sponsorship from, like, Scion to go, but that money's not coming to the end. And it's not like, oh, my gosh, money. It's just some money. Yeah. So anyway, Intel figured out all the spots where we didn't have a hotel or couldn't afford a hotel. he couch surfed us.
Oh, nice.
4 people he couch surfing, got us some of the sickest cribs from people, you know, and people like really show love. Like it was like a TV show of like you meeting all these different types, but you're having breakfast, dinner, you're learning about what's happening in their neighborhood, city, their culture, and just all these different archetypes. I mean, the craziest one was we were halfway through the tour. So we did like 30 shows or whatever, and we're going up to Canada, and then we're supposed to do the whole West Coast, and that's the end of the tour. Oh, wow. Yeah. So as we're driving through Spokane, get into the border, we don't think about, like, we're supposed to say we visiting. They're like, what are you here for? And we're like, we got a show. Because, like, we were so used to, you know, the police stopping you, and you just pull out the tour flyer, like, look, man, we're just trying to make it to the next city, man. Right. And, you know, and they'd be cool with it. So anyway, they're like, pull up. So we pull the car up to the station. They make us all get out. They take the car apart. I was like, this is some new stuff. They took the car apart because they were hoping to find some drugs.
They have a right, though. You know you can say no to that.
Bruh.
Say no to it.
Bruh.
You're a motherfucker taking your car apart.
Bruh.
Yes
like,
and no.
At this point, we're at the border, G, and like we know we're not about to make the show at this point. No, they said we had to turn around, and as soon as check the car,
they got you.
So anyway, we got to go to Spokane because we got to figure out what we're gonna do because that's a week of shows till the rest of the people come back down, and we do the West Coast leg. And Intel's on there, and he finds like 4 guys that live in the house, like college students. Yeah. And they're down. They're like, cool, y'all could come. I think the place was called the Nug Hug or something. They're like, y'all could stay. So in the time staying there, they book us a show at their college. They let us free reign in their crib. They throw me a prom, because I never went to my prom. I went to my girl's prom, but I never went to my prom.
You a prom?
Yeah, because they're like, how could you not go to your prom? I was like, bro, hey.
So they had the disco ball and all that shit?
They threw a prom, G. They threw a prom. So we had to get suits out there. It's a picture somewhere with Intel like laying on the piano, a powder blue tuxedo, bro.
Holy shit.
But yeah, so it was like a lot of those kind of hijinks, you know, throughout that whole tour. But when I made it back, at the end of the tour, Vadim gave me like 12 songs. So like I tried to record as many of them songs as possible because I saw what it was. Because he actually had said, hey, you should come overseas now. And I was just like, bro, I can't foot that bill right now. Yeah, and I had like a gig here because I stopped teaching. I was teaching at the Chicago Bulls Public School. I was doing like an after-school joint in fashion, and like you know I had to quit that to go, you know. And I was just like, bro, I was like, yeah. So anyway, I record Saturday. I record the Rooftop record. I record Always Lady, and then Start the Show and a couple other records. He picks the majority of the records, and those records all came out from that one CD.
That's crazy.
And then after that, he got eye cancer. Ooh. Yeah, so I was just like, oh man, I don't know if any of this is gonna happen now.
Yeah, that sounds
you know, and it's like you don't want to stress somebody. You know what I mean? You know. So I mean, some months passed, maybe almost a year passed, and I was recording with SC and the Good Doctors for their compilation. And on the song, I say something like, next week I'm in Moscow like Comrade, I'm killing it. And I mean, literally, I'm looking through my emails and it's like, hey, do you want to play some shows in Russia, in London? From Vadim. And I'm like, that's crazy. I'm like, yeah, sign me up, let's go.
We didn't like Zangief.
Let's go. But I mean, we would just have so much fun just in the studio making music. Because, I mean, he's definitely studio rat. At that point in life, I was super studio rat. Because, I mean, I was recording probably 3 times a week at different people's spots while I was in the city. Just steadily making, and I'm making like 3 different albums at the same time. Because, I mean, at that point, Rooftop came out, the combo album with me and Rashid Hadi came out, and then my album with Grant Parks. All those were the same year.
I do remember.
Yeah. And I was making mixtapes for every one of those as well. You know what I mean? Like, it was just, it was going. So when me and Vadim got together, we were just going, and like, he would be like, I'm gonna remix this Estelle record. You got a verse. You know, it would just be like random songs, you know what I mean? Just we're about to knock these out. And the studio was in the crib, so I mean, we would just going.
Going.
Yeah,
Right.
and then all types of artists would come into the crib. So I mean, artists, rappers from Ghana, etc., would just popping in. I mean, what's your man, Taiwan? What's your favorite dude from London? What's his name?
Bruce Maneuver?
Yeah. Bruce Maneuver would slide through, and he just come to chill, like not to even record a record, just come, and chop it up. Cause him and Paz, they were cool.
Okay.
You know, and that was the thing. Paz, like, was old school London, so he knew so many people. So he definitely linked me to the right folks, you know.
And you kept, will you ever go back out there?
Oh, definitely.
I mean, like,
but now it's like I'm trying
tour type.
I can see it. I mean, now I think I'm trying to do it where I can include the art and the rap all together, like, like a full package. Yeah.
So that journey, you come back to the crib and you doing the Inglewood Arts. So you and Damon always been cool.
Yeah, we were roommates from about 1997, 98
for real.
till about 2006. Like, basically, we both met our ladies around that time. And then, you know,
Nice.
yeah.
So, Bill, y'all been like partners in crime on the art scene too, man, because he been killing many murals. Like, y'all are going to other states now doing it. And y'all even created some dope little podcast concepts. Like, y'all the art store and shit. And y'all doing a lot of work in this art field.
But that's how we started. Because, like, when we became roommates, I got the movie, and then he had got a commission from Sears.
Okay.
And on that, we all were helping him paint it, you know. And then, you know, we were doing odd art jobs together, you know. And he rapped, and he was an acrobat. You know what I mean? So it was a lot. And everybody would hang out at our house. I mean, you know, it was a lot of synergy there. A lot of. I mean, you know, anybody from, you know, Kanye to Infidito 2017 would just pop up at the crib, you know.
Love George.
He just didn't know. He just didn't know.
Yeah, but that was the times, man. So y'all grown now and doing so much shit together. It's really dope, man. Seeing y'all being a part of this show, what is it, the Big Boy?
Oh, the Black Boy Art Show. Yeah, so this will be our second time doing it together.
Yeah. Okay.
But I've done it, like, I think 3 other times. He's done it 2 other times.
That's dope, man. Yeah, dude, I'm gonna start making the prints, man. I gotta start invading some of these galleries.
You should do it.
Yeah, man.
What's the worst that could happen? And you got hella pictures. Like,
I got tons of shit, dude. Like, fuck. I gotta get this shit off my fucking database anyway, man. So, like invading stuff like that is very inspirational for me. You know, and just.
But think about it. You saw the same stuff I saw. You were coming to all them art shows with me. Yeah. Think about it, because I was just thinking about how, when. I'm ready to switch over.
Yeah, I didn't. I'm like, all right, this shit cool. But I start seeing the value with it when I seen like Hebrew grow into it.
Yeah, you remember when he did the Big Show?
Yeah. I was like, okay, this motherfucker, damn. All right, you know, all these people buying your shits. That's nice. So it's about that, being that notarized shit, and just being the fly show on the wall, man. So dude. So what you been cooking? What you got in this bag over here, bro?
I got Legos.
Yeah, Legos for real.
All Legos.
Yeah, because see, you use your creativeness into your fashion, into all your shit.
Yeah, I got like probably my number one thing.
Okay.
For a shoey. Like, it's a puffer that goes with that, but
I got that.
So many of those hats, man. So many of those hats, man. Yeah.
What you got? What's up, man?
Good. What's up with you?
Hey, you done slid in?
Slid in. What's going on?
Is this the only podcast where guests just slide in?
Yeah, that's how we do it.
I mean, that could be a thing. That could be a thing. That could be a thing.
That is a thing.
You gonna have a seat. Want
me to go have a seat?
Yeah. Get some conversations.
He literally the fly.
I knew he was gonna say that. I knew he was gonna just say it.
So we exchanging now. This is cool.
Yeah, I thought somebody was gonna sit here.
Right.
Nah,
we be trying to be a little flexible, a little fluid. I was did you go to the art expo?
Yeah,
Yeah, that was cool.
That was dope. It was dope. Yeah. I mean, it was cool just to see some of the homies moving up, you know? Yeah. And I mean, you know, some of my favorite black artists were there, so, you know, all of that. I mean, of course, you know, Hebrew, of course, you know, that's the dude.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mess up his name, Famaku.
Yeah.
Okay. I always like his stuff. First time being able to see his stuff in person, so that was dope.
Yeah.
Lopez, she did like all the knitted carrot faces. Yeah, that's like probably my favorite artist right now. Her stuff, like I saw her stuff at the LVMH Art Basel pop-up joint they did at the fashion malls there.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean her work was killer there. So it was like, oh man, to see it there. And then, you know, just catching up with some of my mom's friends, because she came with me, you know. So, you know, she was introduced me to the OGs.
Once we've been through it.
Yeah.
So the scene right now for art.
And Richard Beaver's gallery, they had a lot of heat. Tehran, murder. He murder all the time. He been cold, yeah.
So with the scene right now, how you feel about the new artists that are coming up? How do you feel? Like, you think it's something different with the way they moving? For example, Gregory, that does the ebony art.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's always gonna be new ideas, new waves, and I mean, being able to adapt quicker to how things change and how people move, how people buy stuff, you know. And the youth are always gonna have that, you know.
They got that edge.
But also, I do feel it's a little more connectivity between all the different generations in this moment. You know, I mean, most of the art spaces I've been going to of late, you got all the different decades in the same place.
All together.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's more discussion starting to happen and exchanging some of those ideas, you know.
Okay.
Where at some points, you know, in all the Chicago scenes, it's the stagnant, don't really mention, or not wanting to know, you know.
Yeah. Like, I stay over here, you stay over there. Yeah. That's interesting. Where do you see, like, for you guys, the whole Inglewood Arts Collective, like, in terms of, like, that whole generational thing, like, what's your connection to that?
Well, you know, we're always down to be counsel for, you know, younger artists trying to figure it out. But, I mean, you know, we do the granting every Valentine's Day. Still, United Still. We try to provide, you know, opportunities for younger artists and older artists too, you know. So, I mean, everything from including people in our other shows, like art shows, to get exposure and sell their stuff. And I mean, a lot of stuff we do with artists, we take no commission. We just, are just like, hey, we believe in what you're doing. We want to see you rock it. We want to see you kill it, you know?
Word.
And so many times, like, the money is such a hindrance with people, you know, like one of the one of the illest things of recent, I've seen my homie Damon Lamar, he did like our art masterclass for mural artists. And at the end of the class, he gave everybody their money back. I think it was like $1.50 to take the class. He had me, Max Samsing, a few other artists come to talk as well to them over a 2-day period.
He gave them money back?
He gave them the money back. And, like, just think about, like, when you're trying to pursue something, but you got to buy all this equipment for it, or you got to buy airplane tickets to go somewhere, you know, for it. To have this extra money now, it's like, all right, I could tell you to go get it, but now you actually have a little money to start, you know? Yeah, put your foot in, you know? Okay. At least make some T-shirts, you know? I mean, but something, you know? But that was
to give you a little leg up.
Yeah.
So what's this?
All right, so this is a magazine like I did with the Chicago Printers Guild partnered with me to make a Inglewood Arts Collective magazine. So this took me back to working with Chicago Rocks magazine. That was like the first magazine I ever wrote for, had stuff published in. And
Jet magazine.
Yeah, no, that was definitely the inspo. And then like this is from a photograph Glenn Willoughby took of Janelle at our Puerto Rico artist retreat. And then I flipped it, you know, from there, and then created the chessboard idea from there. And then it was also like a mural at the release party of the checkerboard. It was pretty sick, and I had a bunch of like chess boards out through the joint. Young Demetrius, yeah. So it's like
Say there, brother.
each member, I kind of gave them an option of like how you want to describe yourself, or if you want to write just a short essay, or, you know. And everybody picked a different thing. Some people did their own pages. Most of the people just let me put it together. But just to give people a little more insight to each person, because I mean, each one of us have our own businesses. You know what I mean? We're coming together for community work. You know, more so. But yeah, it was a dope.
You got a little advertisement in there.
Yeah, all this stuff, man. Yeah, we even put Thought Poet in there. You know,
Nice.
So him to interview talk about how he's interviewing everyone and taking photos and that kind of stuff. But you know, mixing it up. I mean, mine is like K-Fly interviewing me. You know what I mean? So I'm saying it's like a mishmash
Shout out to Kelly, man.
of the people. But yeah, I was proud of this, man. This was a cool thing. And I mean, the homie Eric, he hooked it up. He got like the laminate and the different. Yeah. I was proud of this, man. I was like, this is definitely time capsule, as Taiwan would say.
A moment in time, right?
Yeah, you check it out. Yeah. Let's see.
Oh, I'm in it.
And then, you got all types of goodies in the back.
Well, he told me to bring some stuff, so I said, I'm going to bring some stuff. So this is like my next, I got my next 2 releases here. But I said I would do it with y'all, you know. So, homie. So this is like my goals football, you know. Got a little autograph on the side. And then you got the homie. He trying to get there. He got his wants, he's got his credit, he got his speedy cash. They're all against him, man, but he gonna get over it. He gonna get over it, man. Yeah.
What was the inspo to do?
Yeah, what was it?
Well, I mean, I didn't really realize I do a lot of sports-related stuff. Like at the other art fair, a kid came up to me and he was like, dude, like, what did you used to do? Like, I was just like, damn, I did play a lot of stuff.
You got the track star one, you got the hooper on one, you do.
Yeah, but no, I mean, I used to watch a lot of sports with my old man, but as a kid, I played all the different sports. I mean, I had the rim in the backyard. I would go to my homie's spot. He had the dirt court.
Awesome.
Getting terrible. Getting terrible. We play football at school all the time and that. But, yeah, it's a reoccurring theme, you know. But this was from a painting I had at the first Mookie show, and that painting sold. So I was just like, how else, you know, can I flip it?
So Mookie on the south side. See, I like that because you created that concept.
Yeah.
And you made it something, you know what I mean, that you could make little items and, you know, just tell the story in different aspects.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, that was the reason I used to love Ralph Lauren so much, because it was all these different things you could jump into, you know, and hip-hop is the same, you know, of all these different things you could jump into. So, you know, I really decided early in me making things that I wanted to encompass all my interests in it, you know, and give people different ways to, one, support, but different ways to collect the things that I would like to see, you know what I mean? Because it's like, because there's certain people that only gonna buy the figure. There's certain people that only want the football. Certain people only like, I got all these sweaters, you know?
All the sweatshirts, t-shirts.
Yeah. But this one I'm super excited about. It's called Mookie's Back On. Yeah, so it's like, and it's like a still from my stop motion animation I did with Goyo. And Kaz, he did some of the shooting for it called Lost.
Oh, yeah.
Back at a little bit before the pandemic.
Like a case you put the tapes in.
Yeah. That too. But yeah, so this is how the character come.
Oh, that's
character.
Yeah, that's just the case.
Okay. Let's get to it.
Let's see.
It's like Christmas.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, shit. Yo, man, I'm glad you brought the exclusive.
He said, bring some stuff. I said, let me bring some stuff. Yeah. They got the little back on right there.
Wow.
Not even the BMX, G. Not even the BMX.
Hold on. Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's that Atlanta Olympics right there. Yeah. But yeah, Mookie's back on. Yeah. So, man, soon you could have it too. But yeah. So it's kind of like, you know, he's got the bike sitting there. He's probably doing some graffiti somewhere inside there. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, getting outside.
Yeah.
That's dope.
That is.
Cool.
That's dope. But what inspired you just to branch out and make the Yeah.
I mean, I always was doing it, man. My mom, she was just telling me, she was like, man, you know, you would just take some stuff and just be like, I made action figures out of this. Like, she was telling me I used to do the potato skins when she would be making the mashed potatoes.
Oh, you would.
I would take all them and make figures out of them and be acting that whole thing, yeah.
But that's the creativity.
Where your mind
tap
goes.
it and express it, you know. And he always been the one to put it out, or always be the one that tap into it. And that's what encouraged us as a team, as an acrobat, to go so hard, because he's going to do this regardless. You know what I mean? And that was the whole thing. It's like, Pugs is going to work. No matter what. So what we going to come with? We got to have some heat, because this nigga ain't going to stop. And that's the beauty of it, because even if cats did fall off or did fall back for a minute, you know, the train was still rolling. And you always would come back to it. And
But that was the switch from a graffiti crew to an all-encompassing crew, because I saw that it would keep going.
yeah. Your vision was sharp, man. This nigga had marks rhyming on tables, like. Hey, yo, I was like, yo, what the fuck? But then he had the dangerous killers on the table, sitting at the table, like K.O. Razin, a.k.a. Apollo. Dude, I heard him freestyle at the UFON party. I was like, this nigga dangerous.
Now, I always wish he could have made a song with Big L at that time, like, because that was his delivery. Like, he was in that pocket hard.
Dangerous.
Okay.
He didn't have no weak raps.
Kill G. Oh my God, this guy is dangerous. He had lethal assassins that I saw personally. I was like, man, all right. All right, well, I'm going to swing axes. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. I ain't backing down. Because now these guys are killers, and I'm a killer too. And I think all of us killers need to be together.
You were just trying to unify the people, huh?
Unify the killers. But nah, that was the whole goal, though. It's like you get the elite, the best, and put them in the crew.
I got Flint.
Oh, look at that. Nice.
Show it.
I mean,
Embroidered. That's what I'm talking about. See? You a word. Just do it.
This is it.
Just do it.
So
this is the character that he did.
Okay.
So I mean, it's I ain't gonna say who it's a play on.
I know it.
But now I call him Flynn or Fly In.
Oh, there you go. Fly in.
Yeah.
Fly in.
Fly In.
So
Look at
yeah.
I need that.
Yeah, that's coming. I get
But see, I like that. So it's about creating branding and using your art into creating whatever you want. This dude created not only a bag, but a statue, hats, you know, footballs, paintings, towels, like no rugs.
Yeah, he's got
Tapestries.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
He's got the tapestry.
Yeah, so it's like, man, it's so many realms of what you could do when you're creating shit. So that's.
I'm just glad I've been able to get bigger. Like the joint at the Whitney Young Library, like that was the one where I was like, all right, finally, I could touch it all.
Right.
Just because I mean, it was like the idea. They were like, it can't cover the window because they have like a atrium with no roof. And it's like they want people to still be able to see in the library because they usually have bands playing the space. So like create something that would be big enough where, you know, it would be like, ooh, look at that, but not block the space. Yeah, so it couldn't be a mural or, you know, anything like that. So when I came with the idea of having this hanging sculpture and, you know, making it kinetic, you know, because it can move and interact with what's happening in the environment, you know, that was like a wow, voila. Like, okay. Yeah, I made it to the next level, you know. But it took like 3 years to make that happen, man. That was a lot of work, a lot of research.
Of doing the art itself?
Of just finding how to make it safe, finding the people that can help me make it, finding, you know, what does that insurance look like? Finding, you know, what's going to hold up to Chicago weather, you know, all of that.
So you really had to dig into that true research when it gets to that scale.
Yeah, and then also doing the neighborhood, you know, a proper, because I'm not from Chatham. So it's like the whole joint is about all the people that came from Chatham. But who are those people supposed to be? You know what I mean? So often we see monuments and stuff, and you're just like, who is that? You know? And then if you find out who it is that relative to me? Relative to the story? Was there somebody else doing that work that just didn't get the props? You know, all of that. So, yeah.
So it's literally you have to dig into it because it's not just art for art's sake. There still is a message. There's a story.
No, I mean, with all this stuff. I mean, even with Mookie's back on, what this is really about is cyclists. When they're riding and they fall back from the pack, they say they're back on when they catch back up to everybody. Okay. You know, and in life,
that fall back is what? What are they doing in that moment? Like, why do they slow down for that period?
Oh, no, I mean, when you're struggling, like, you know, when you're winded or, you know, so just however you lost it.
Whatever reason you lost
position. Yeah. But, you know, in life, you lose it, then you get back. You're like, okay, we good. Oh, shit, you know. So it's that vibe. Yeah.
No, that's what's up. That gives it even more dimension, too.
Yeah.
You know.
And it continues the story, you know what I mean? So, you know, you could take this Mookie to other phases.
No, I can't wait to do the other phases, man. Yeah. I can't wait. Like
Mookie and Marvel. Phase 5. Phase 5 Mookie.
Mookie versus the boy.
Oh, shit. Be friendly.
Like, why are you depressed, man?
You want to ride a bike or something? Get on a bike. You're relaxing.
Take that stress off.
All right. What's up with you musically? What's cracking on the music side? You got some new cooking?
Yeah. Like me and Audacity, we worked out an album. He produced on all the records. Nice. I mean, he probably gave me like 150 beats to choose through and cut through, but we recorded about maybe 50% of it. Yeah, so it's soon.
Oh, y'all getting there. Okay.
Go fly Nerdette joint, man. We would love to.
Word?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I did hear y'all rapping.
Wait.
Rapping again. You guys are rapping again. They're rapping again. Yeah.
Nah, it's always fun.
Yeah, we got one for you, too.
Yeah, we do.
To the side.
It's always fun to get back and exchange into that shit because, you know, sometimes I never cut it off. You know what I mean?
Well, no, you still got all the stuff. I mean, as I was saying with the painting, like, I just didn't paint for myself. I painted for other people, but I just, you know,
Right. So,
I mean, if it's you and the creativity doesn't go anywhere, it can go dormant or you could put it to the side while you focus on other things. But
you just retrain that muscle.
Yeah,
you know?
Just step back into it. Stretch your legs like, oh. That's the same thing with the words, you know, because I'm waiting for you to do something more with the words, too.
Who?
I'm talking about Pugs.
Oh, Pugs?
Yeah, some more, like some literature.
Oh, yeah, that's coming, too. Yeah. That's coming, too. I mean, for me, it just be, like, the time management of it. Like, what's the most important thing of all the things I want to do time-wise right now?
Yeah, that's the hard part when you have so much to do and so many things you want to do, picking what's next. Do you have a particular thing, just overall, overarching, like where you're saying, like, this is the next plateau, this is the next place I want to go, where I'm saying, like, yeah, I did this?
Of course. I mean, I think if you don't really set those, you make it kind of hard to know where success is. And, you know, knowing when you did it, you know. I never forget, like, JP Chill, he was like, man, I was doing my show one time, and I was like, man, why am I still here? Like, think about that, though. You know, that's a moment. Like, I mean, I had that same moment. HBK, like, man, I've done it. Yeah. You know, like, now it's time for me to pass it to somebody else, you know, to enjoy that thing, you know what I mean? That magic.
Yeah. That was wonderful times when we started that.
Yeah, no, that was amazing, man. That's, like, probably, man, like, my definite school of journalism. And, you know, just learning how to do it properly, you know, and hosting and, you know, interviewing and, you know, researching, all that, man. Yeah.
All right, man. You got any other questions?
I mean, I could talk all day with him. That's what, but there's less about questions. I'm more interested in your thought process in general, just you being you. How do you separate Pugs the professional, you know, Pugs the parent, Pugs the businessman, Pugs, you know, you got to really, do you compartmentalize, or are you like unified and ubiquitous with your flow?
I just put it all together, man. I used to try to separate all that stuff, but yeah, just put it all together. I mean, that's why everything, I'm just Pugs. I don't do like the 5 different names for the different stuff. Just because it made it easier. Yeah, it made it. But to make it easier, man. Like, no, think about this. Think about this. Like, when people search you for whatever you're trying to do, imagine you got 5 different things, and each of those things you got a different name. That means all those things got to be at the same level, name-wise, to get the same whoa. You know, so for me, it's like, no matter what I'm doing, you're like, okay, fair enough. I see the resume. It's not hard not to see it.
That's true. That's interesting.
And I mean, in the graffiti thing and the hip hop thing, you work so hard for your name. Because at first you pick the name, people are like, what do you mean? That's your name? That's what you...
First the name. People trying to make, how the name make you. But you have to make
And that's real, because I even had those transitional feelings. Like, oh, Cosmo Galactus. But
what you do about?
But look at where we at now. Fantastic Four about to come in theaters July with
it's
Galactus.
Right back.
Yeah.
With Galactus.
You about to be popular than motherfucker.
Yeah, that's interesting too.
So,
but also it's your name. If that's your name, that's your name.
Yeah. Ain't no going back, it's just you.
Yeah.
And to me, I think that's what tells if you're dope or not. If whatever your name is your name, the skills show the whole thing, you know.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like you're making the name. 2 people with the same name. I'm sure somewhere someone thought of the name Pugs, but they're not gonna be Pugs, you know, and it's not gonna come off as Pugs, and that's the beauty of it.
Why you get this vinyl that look like spam?
Those is fly.
Like spam.
That's the new Mythos Theodore Lack of Guidance collab.
Those is tight.
You can't recreate.
No, hell no, you can't recreate this.
So do you have anything else? Anything else you would want to say?
Definitely come out to the Inglewood Arts Collective group show at the South Shore Cultural Center, August 18th. It'll be up for 2 weeks. Be there.
2 weeks?
Yeah, and then I got some artwork coming to Michigan Avenue with a bunch of my friends. Look out for that real soon. Excited about that.
When you say coming to Michigan Avenue, you mean like how they be having like
the Magnificent Mile? Yeah, a new thing.
New.
We developed. the Inglewood Arts Collective.
They had
came
the
up
dogs
with
at
it.
one point.
Yeah.
They had the cows.
Yeah.
So okay for that.
Yeah, 3 of our members, Cujo, Devonna, and Janelle, they did like a butterfly. That was the one that was right by the water tower. They did that one.
Okay.
Last year. So we got to expand on that this year. So I'm excited.
Okay.
With that.
Is it gonna be like a unveiling moment or something?
Yeah. It'll be some type of shindig. Outside, yeah.
Okay.
And other than that, man, I'm doing Sunset 1919 again with Looking Glass Theater, like doing the mural work while they do the performance for the death of the young man that got stoned in the water on near 35th. Yeah.
Yeah, that's heavy.
Off the Bronzeville.
Yeah. That kicked off all the rest. Yeah. There you go.
You know, it's like that guy in the background. So it is. Oh, okay.
Yeah. He got the ambiance.
Yeah, he got the full
I was
atmosphere.
telling my kids about that just to make sure they understood the history, you know, of Bronzeville. I'm like, yo, but they knew.
They already knew.
Yeah.
They already knew.
They're like, yeah, Dad.
Yo, Dad.
I read your book. I read your book when you was out.
I got all your.
That's dope.
Oh, man.
No, there it is.
What you listening to right now?
Let's see. What am I listening to right now? I just bought Ghostface Supreme Clientele again.
Woo!
I just bought the Freddie Farted and Lasers. They're 45. I just got that.
Okay. Is that off the new project? Or is that just a separate single?
I guess it's just a single for now. Maybe they'll do a full joint. But yeah, I just got that. Outside of that, man, like Selection, the Little Peoples, I mean, really, if you go to CTA Radio on Instagram, that's what I'm listening to.
Oh my goodness! So
that's what I'm listening to.
That Instagram is so popping.
He be, yeah.
Man, you be having the heat.
The seasoning.
Yeah, and put me on a lot of shit. Like, personally, I'm like, oh, he's from the crib. I don't even know this. Yeah, it's very resourceful, and then he helped share with the Fly Nerd shit, too, so I love that. But it's for the community, and it's really, really good, and how you cook on there.
Thanks, Brody. But it's just picking the records I'm playing. Like, I mean, that's really, when everybody asks me that question, it's like, dude, it's there. I made a whole thing just for that question.
That's your social playlist.
No, because oftentimes when people ask me that question, I blank out. Like, I'm like, oh, yeah, listen. Oh, damn.
No, I can relate.
Yeah, I can't remember any of these names right now.
You know that song? The band.
Go to the page, fool. I just posted something.
Yeah, but I mean, the cool thing about that page, at one point, Instagram would let you play the first thing, and it would just play the whole page. So it's really like all the songs mixing each other.
Yeah.
That was like
that was the thing.
Yeah, that was the goal of it. Yeah. And sometimes people are like, oh, post this. I'm like, bro, that's not the vibe right now, man. You gotta wait till I get to that kind of record.
Right,
you know?
For sure.
Yeah, it became DJing for me. Yeah. That's really, I mean, for me, that's what it is. It's like DJing. Yeah.
That's dope. There's a, tell me you saw it, the movie.
Which one?
Sinners?
Yeah. We were talking about it earlier. Briefly, yeah, we were talking about it.
What do you want to talk about?
No, I just want, okay, so Sinners, Chicago, Blues.
Mm-hmm. I was happy to see Buddy Guy.
I was surprised.
Well, no, because I saw the picture of when they had the event here, the screening here, and he was there, and I was just like, "Oh, that's dope." They invited him, but I didn't know he was attached to it, so that was like the best. Because as soon as I saw the kid playing the guitar, I was like, "Oh, okay."
You already connected.
I know it's some blues something, you know, because I tried not to watch any spoilers of that.
Same.
And then as it started to transpire, I'm like, I bet you.
He gonna be.
Bet you that's Buddy.
Yeah, and they did their thing with the way that played out.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking. Did you bring up like there's a comic called Bitter Root?
Okay.
No.
I'm not up.
So Bitter Root is very much in the same vein as this.
Okay.
It's a
So I need Bitter Root. That's
I
what
recommend Bitter Root. I recommend it.
Bitter Root. Y'all should write them a check.
Yeah, in the
for
20s, 30s, Deep South, Black people, supernatural, kind of like think Ghostbusters or
Alien Invasion.
I think
so anyway,
Space Invaders.
It's all it's a lot going on.
Yeah.
It's a lot going on. And they, back then, they're investing in their engineering skills, creating technologies to fight off these, these threats.
Yeah.
And it's very much similar to Sinners, except, this comic book has now been going on for I think a few years now, some years. I can't remember when I first jumped on it. I remember jumping on it before the pandemic and then off and on reading it. But man, it's the same world. And what's interesting about this, and Ryan Coogler himself, I'm appreciating the fact that today, we have different Black directors who tried to dabble in spaces. But he's the first one that's really went there and has crossed into that success without compromise.
Well, he landed. Most people don't land it. Like a lot of people's movies, I'll be like, dope, but it don't end well. Like it'd be like, man,
Are we talking about
a
certain peel?
I mean, I'm saying,
I got my joints
I'm saying in general, man, it's a lot of movies. Think about how many movies you watch at this point with all the streaming networks. And I'll sit there and I'm like, man, this started so cold. And then it'll just be like, oh man, they ran out of gas.
Yeah, it's a Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, I used to hate he'll bring the spider. I'm like, he's about to have a spider in this. I was so angry with that, man. I was like, because I was a Spielberg. I loved his stuff, man.
Yeah,
Stephen King, I love this stuff. And he's going to throw a spider at you.
It's automatic. All right, if I could predict it, it's no longer the same.
Well, sometimes it's just let the story be. I mean, I do like that in this time of storytelling. All stories don't have a good ending or a bad ending. Some stories just have an ending. And to me, that's what life is, Sometimes it's we did it. Sometimes it's, I'm just going to go back home now.
Yeah, I'm done with it. And I know what I can do. Which is pretty much how Sinners ended. I mean, it was... Ultimately, it wasn't a real climax. Because afterwards, he just went back to dad.
Well, I feel like they opened it where it could be another movie.
They have multiple stories they can tell.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think they left it in a way where...
Native Indian.
Yeah, they look like they're about that business.
Dude,
they look like they're
were so
about that
on point.
business. Yeah.
They came up, and then they was like, oh, you already in there? All right, we out. They was getting dark.
It was getting dark. He's smart.
Oh my
God.
I mean, we trying to tell you.
He's like, you don't want to...
That's terrible. That's terrible, Kyle. That's terrible.
What you say?
What?
What'd you say?
Huh?
You gonna let me in? You gonna let me in? You gonna let me in?
Nah. That's real. What about Thunderbolts?
Did not make it to Thunderbolts. I saw the preview.
Yeah.
I just feel like I've seen it before.
No, you haven't.
I haven't. It's better than that.
It's not. So the trailers are typical. Like, this is classic trailer versus movie Marvel.
Oh, okay.
Where you don't know what the movie is about.
Oh, okay. Okay. I hope so. I hope so.
I would say that the movie have a little bit more layers than what the trailer has to offer. Because that was my thing.
So this is a top 10 recommend?
No.
It's not that kind of movie.
Top 10.
This is a unique movie unto itself. You don't even got to put it in a comparison to other Marvel movies.
Oh, okay.
It's more like these other variations of superhero stories, like Invincible and all these type of things, where the real narrative of this movie is not about superheroes. It ain't got anything to do with all that. They just happen to be superheroes.
Oh, okay.
But it ain't about that.
Gotcha.
And that's what made it good.
Okay.
And it's a continuation of actually the last two movies that came out are all continuations of Falcon and Winter Soldier series. And if you remember, that wasn't really about superheroes.
No. But I liked Falcon and Winter Soldier. It was decent.
You know, you had political, racial issues. You had, they was going to therapy. You know, which is playing into a lot of things. That alone
is now. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Literally, from that show.
Okay. Yeah.
This is the results of their therapy, but everybody ain't been to therapy. So, you know, like, you got to deal with, you know how when you go through something and you might come to your realization and you're like, oh man, I feel much better about this situation now that I've reflected and I've gone through my own thoughts and purged some nonsense out. But then you go with your homie and then your homie's still back there where you was.
We gonna kill him.
Yeah, you sitting there like,
let me out the car. Let me out the car.
Stop the car.
The gorilla's gonna win.
I was trying to get away from that question, but that shit cracked me up. So what do you think? 100 niggas on a gorilla or Sean Price? What we doing?
I don't understand how that even came about.
How that became a question.
Why? Like, this is dumb.
I do wonder though, like, is there like a group of people and they just sit there and be like, let's come up with this? Because I did this one time with Kaz. I did this one time with Kaz. We were playing some college town and I was like, bro, I bet you I get these people to start saying yarn for what? And it took about 2 days, and I got the campus there to use the word like they've been using the word.
That's a social experiment.
Yeah, because I was just like curious.
That's a social experiment.
Because you're laying it in, and I mean, all the advertisers do it, you know.
I mean, that's how most of the slang work anyway. You know, it crosses over like that. But I've been paying attention to how people are really digging into this gorilla thing. I mean, what's really funny is now.
You saw the dude that looked like 50 Cent that put the gorilla filter on? It was too much this morning. I was like, oh man.
Yeah, it started getting
going.
They're getting a little weird now. But no, like this is where we are right now with the world, where the thing that's the most, I mean, I get it, stress relief, so that's cool. There's a lot of shit going on. People not right now. Everybody's in the sky is falling Chicken Little phase right now.
Or planning for it, one of the other.
Yeah. And so moments like this give people the opportunity to say, oh, this is something I don't have to worry about. I can just think about something hypothetical. Gorillas. Okay. You know, but I mean, I'm sure. I hope everybody knows.
Gorillas. You know? They had like the light bulb came on.
But what's the answer, Amby?
What do you mean? The answer's pretty obvious. I think everybody should know. A gorilla will murk 100 niggas, period. Hands down.
100?
What kind, though? Like, I mean, it all depends on...
we're not talking about arms.
Did he already eat before?
All right, so...
He sees
he don't eat people, and it don't matter.
Does he know what bullets do?
Well,
think about it. Like,
do we know what these hands do?
If we talking about weapons, then that's another conversation.
Then think about some of the really, brolic...
One gorilla could take out with one stroke 10 cats right there.
I'm upset you really rolling with this. You're like, here, giving the facts.
Facts, gorillas.
You don't have no hope in mankind.
What? No, I have. See, men are not meant to be more powerful than gorillas, whales.
You didn't watch Planet of the Apes? You didn't watch it?
What do you think?
That proves it. That proves it. Charlton Heston ain't got nothing on them gorillas. Sorry. Heston would get murked. Take 100 Hestons, 100 rocks.
What if they give the gorilla drugs?
See,
Think about
that's
it, bro.
changing the scenarios.
Yeah, but I mean, it's
All right,
a fight. It's whatever they decide. Like, I mean, you got rules to it, man. Come on, man.
So
You just said he's going to kill them if they don't do something.
one swipe.
So wouldn't that be on the table? Like, blowgun? No?
100 people, G.
100 people what?
100 people.
100 people what?
Versus a gorilla.
Yeah.
He's smart enough to calm that.
But it's a rugby
down,
ball. So it's wider. So it's the London and the U.S. together. You know?
That's why that should be hilarious, because I already know.
But yeah, I said the same thing. Then I was like, oh, damn. Yes, this is how it's supposed to
This is
go.
hilarious for the debate. Like,
Really something to consider. Like, huh?
that shit hilarious.
And the green, you.
The jacket, I got this jacket, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I was trying to zip it one time because it's on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't do it. It's not easy to zip with my left hand.
Oh, dang.
But it's all good. But it was
You can.
Supposed to be ambidextrous.
Ambi?
Oh, dang. You're not living up to the name, my guy.
that was back in the day. That was when I was younger. Two of my shorties are left-handed. And then two are right.
Oh, you gave it away.
So you need the zipper to be on the other side.
I don't know. It's just weird. I think it was me.
Like, you thought about it. I hate when you think about this stuff. It's like if you're about to perform and you start thinking about it too much, you just put yourself
That
in such
happened to me.
dismay.
I was like, Ty, how local 181 start?
All the songs, right?
You know me, I'm like, I don't know.
But once the song comes on, you get it.
Come on, we in there.
Yeah.
But to me, that's why it's so important to be able to hear the beat.
Yes.
Because if I hear the beat, I know the whole song. But if I can't hear the beat,
Yeah, that's trouble.
whew, you got to know about heart. You got to know about heart.
But then we got too many joints.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, we're high in the hundreds,
Y'all, so you have to pick your playlist early.
1,000 joints.
Yeah. And of late, I be picking the obscure records. I be like, I've never done this live. Let me try this out.
Challenge
Let's
yourself,
go
right?
with it. Yeah, make it fun for me.
But that's fun when you have a catalog that you could do that. You know what I mean? You could throw your little darts and be like, yo, it's a Saturday. I want to do this set.
Yeah.
The Saturday set.
Yeah, Saturday set. That's dope. That's dope.
And then some people don't know. You said what?
The 68, is it because of 680 credit score? Okay.
You on there? You on there?
You know, got the MasterCard in the back.
Oh, okay. So it said, yeah, okay.
Speed gas. In your colors for the Shiki.
Yeah, that's like one of my favorite jerseys, man. I was like, eeh.
We got to break down the
All the science in there.
coding of it.
Yeah, he got on the Walter Payton.
I see the 34s, the young
Yeah.
34s.
Got the Bears hat. He got the Bape jersey on the once. And,
Where? Oh, okay.
and he got the Jordan cleats, you know. Yeah, those are the 11s, the red and white 11s. Yeah.
My feet have never touched the Jordan.
You know, he was team Adidas and
Yeah,
Puma
All life.
and Camper. Oh, you was Camper. Crazy.
Oh, the campers.
I remember he was the
back
first
home.
cat I knew with the
Them
campers.
today
Yeah.
is fly.
But see,
Yeah, they got some ill ones.
You can only get them from London at the time. Well, I think I got mine from Paris.
Mm.
And they
You-
stole them.
You can get them from Belmont. Back then, you could have got them from Belmont Surplus.
Mm.
Yep. That was probably the only place. And then Untitled used to do weird, a lot of the obscure stuff.
Yeah. I definitely got some nice shoes.
So you're
from
going to do
Untitled.
all sports? You're going to do baseball?
Eventually, but it's more about the story. You know what I mean? So as the story comes, then it's that. I mean, because even with the runners, it was more, I was thinking about if I was in a race and I look over and the other person's praying, like I would probably be like, I should probably pray too. I don't know. Like, they might know something I don't know.
What's
You know
going
what I
on?
mean?
Like, what's ahead?
You know, and everybody just kind of chilled while she did that. Then she smoked them. You know what I mean? I was like, You know, it's those kind of
Yeah,
things,
that's real.
you know. The observations happen, yeah.
That's dope.
I see your pick up there.
Yeah, man, you know, I'm still piecing the artwork together.
That's the cover?
No.
No, not the cover?
See, here we go. Stop this nigga, please. Him. Do the album cover. Thank you. Yes.
Right, you right,
Yes.
right. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand.
Yes.
I mean, that's Ambi's job on that part.
No, but we got Pugs, Pinnacle Pugs.
No, I get.
Man,
no,
you
I
know
dig it.
Taiwan do all his stunts. He do all his album covers, man. Since I know him, I think that was like a reason me and him even became more cooler because we both were in that vibe of we do our own.
But this not gonna be the cover quite either. This gonna be an insert or a poster.
Yeah, I can see that. There was one
Or like
particular
crop more, if you crop it more.
You know, the dimensions on vinyl is.
Yeah.
You know, I still got space to play with. So like, for example, let me take y'all up top.
Oh, he didn't put the word. I see what you did there.
I mean, no, it's just a place.
He said, no. No, this is not the album cover.
It's just a placeholder.
I'm not showing the people that are listening to this podcast
Right.
my album cover, sir.
Why would I do that?
We're looking at it right now.
Yeah.
On camera. Yes, they can. Got him.
Oh, sorry,
Got him,
Ty.
spot him.
All good.
And the man got 4 or 5 monitors, 6 monitors in here.
That man.
Security.
You know what I'm saying? Best studio. You know what I mean?
This is amazing.
There you go. He's in there. He's in here. He's in there. He's in there.
Oh, you should have seen when
Are those glasses frames custom?
A little bit. Nothing crazy though, you know. After I started having to wear glasses, my wife was like, yo, you need like 6 pairs of glasses. Like, and I was like, what do you mean? No, she was saying for your mood, to go with your
switch up.
clothes. You know what I mean? If you gotta be dressy, if you wanna be, you about to go paint on the corner, you know, like, yeah.
he said, I'm good.
No glasses?
You know, he
I need his white sunglasses, man. This is it for me. I'm done.
He like Casey needs that though.
those are your signature glasses.
Yeah, that's it.
You and Sunspot Jones.
Right now, I'm good. No prescription needed. Throw the contacts on. You know.
See, I want to do the contacts, man. I'm good on the
Nah.
contacts.
My eyes won't let me.
What do you mean he won't let you?
Oh,
Oh, you can't even put him in.
States.
I go crazy.
Man, my allergies murdered me, so I was like, okay, I don't even want to play with that, man. My eyes be dry enough.
You try with the they have what they call the breathable. There's a particular brand that does breathable, thinner, and so people who have dry eyes and all that type of problem.
Do you use them?
That's the ones I was using.
Yeah.
Because I can't do the rest.
So you don't use them no more?
No, I use them, but then I like when I was in San Francisco, I started getting allergies from San Francisco.
Really? I would expect that all to be here because it's supposed to be the worst allergy.
It's weird
and all that.
You get them when you get them, but it was out there. I had got them.
Out of
and
pollution,
I came back.
you think?
Probably. No, they got a microclimate and they just a weird place. San Francisco is weird. Yeah, it's just something out there.
Yeah, I like the hills. I didn't really care for like staying in the city. The one time I stayed, like right across from that square where all the homeless people will pop out.
Yeah. That's where I live.
Yeah, no, I was right there
Yeah,
at the
that's
building
nice.
right there. But it was just like it's kind of like a ghost town. Like it was weird. Like it was people, but it wasn't people.
And it's still like that now.
Yeah.
I mean, ultimately, places like that, which is, we got to be careful how we talk about shit like that, because Detroit, Chicago's on its way there, depending on what happens next.
Yeah.
People are already migrating.
No, it's a different vibe.
Yeah, so all it takes is for one financial crisis to kind of put us there, where I mean, look at how State Street is now.
Yeah, but I mean, before it was rough. In the beginning, like when we first came here in the 80s.
Like the whole, remember all the way from the South Blue Zone? It was like, you don't want to be over there.
It'd be super after a certain time, just done. Like we would go there for Arcadia. That would be like the only spot I was really trying to go to.
Yeah. So now now it's like, you know, it's like, it's slowly moving. It's spreading.
Yeah.
And they built that whole Block 37.
Yeah, it's still not full of tennis.
It never will.
Yeah.
There's no one there that wants to, like, there's nothing to do. All the stores are closing.
Yeah.
I mean, you knew it was over when you saw big like major store brands from State Street just leave.
Well, also, I think it was kind of planned. Like, for instance, like that Nike Jordan store.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they had planned to stay the whole time. I think it was temporary. Like, I'm thinking like people's companies are looking at it in that way of like, we'll do this for this amount of time.
Almost like a long-term pop-up.
Yeah. That's what it felt like to me. Some of the stores that bounced.
That's interesting.
You know, and then I guess, you know, just not being able to pay for it, I guess, or, you know, it was because I do feel like some things were because that All-Star game was coming.
Yeah, when
and then people were trying to plant, you know, themselves to have their own space, I guess. But I don't know, that was weird. Like, a lot of that stuff closing was weird. Yeah. You know, but the same with the West Loop, because, you know, it was a point in the West Loop where stuff was closing.
West Loop was popping big at one point, too.
Yeah. And now it's back, you know, but it was a point where a lot of those places were struggling, you know.
Because that's when
on the outskirts.
Samba Rio shut down and all that. Yeah.
Shout out to Juggernaut. I'm surprised.
Nah, they holding it, man. They holding it, man. They stay. But they trying different, you know, they're ready to pivot, you know, and that's important. You gotta work with it. I mean, shouts to Platinum too, man. He still got the bigger store. He got the top where the design museum was. That's the whole store now.
Okay.
Yeah, they be doing hella events there, all that. Yeah, it's still rolling.
And that Funk's Barbershop next to Juggernaut they having their 10-year anniversary. They've been there that long too. That whole little strip right there.
Yeah.
If those two stores, I think, feed each other. Okay. Because I'm pretty sure that there's people to go get a cut, and they see Juggernaut next door, so they get a hat. Yes.
But maintaining is hard, man. Big up to Corey from Leaders, like man, maintaining Vel from Success, like that is work, man. To maintain
Would you ever open
consistent.
A store for USW?
USW. Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. Like, I mean, I did it for like the 7 years, and like, I don't know. You know, it's like, I think it would be more based around what the concept of the place would be. And then also me being like, oh, I'm going to be there. You know, because for me, I'm not really good with the remote handling, that kind of thing. Yeah, I got to be there. You know.
I mean, I think like because of you as an artist.
Stealing? Huh?
It should.
Right.
Come here, you. Snatch him up.
Nah, but to be there for the vibe, you know?
Yeah, and I think for you, your store should be a destination. It should be a theme that's not about just going for a particular item, but you're going for the experience of it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you got art there, you got you doing something real time, and that's your studio too, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I could see like some type of like mini museum type thingy or something. I don't know.
Ah, that's interesting. And you can also have other people's art on display, you know.
Well, just other stuff, you know, in general. I would do, because I mean, for me, I'm with where my interest is at that moment, you know. So we'll see. That could be in London. Don't know. Don't know, man.
That could be anywhere.
Because I'm a definitely ebb and flow. Like, I try to see how people are reacting to what I'm doing and just kind of hyper focus into the things that are gaining traction. I'm like, I'm already did it, forcing it. You know, now I'm just more about rolling with what's working.
And I think that's today a good business model. I mean, I think that's kind of how we've been formulating ideas and putting things together. It's like, you go with the flow, because if you get too rigid and then things shift, you stuck here.
You blocked yourself out, you know, and also you won't listen to other people. You know, you be so gung-ho of trying to make this one way happen, you know, because it don't happen that way. Sometimes you go straight through. Sometimes you go around. Sometimes you disappear. You know, it's like, it's no, you know.
Yeah. It's like the happenstance. So, you remember how like you would turn a corner in Wicker Park and there's a party going on?
Yeah.
And you didn't know. You just like,
But no. I tell people, I was like, dude, we would go to Wicker Park with no plans.
Yeah.
You just be like, I know at about 10 to 12, that's the right time. I'm going to see somebody.
Right.
You know, same in the 90s. Like, I know I'm going to see somebody on the train that looks hip-hop. And I'm going to be like, hey.
Yep.
Where's it at?
Yeah. There was no cell phones. It was no.
But you knew where it was at, though. You knew where the
flyers would be at that Taco Bell.
That's why we were at the Navy Pier. That's why we were downtown, because that's the midway. Yeah. And you know you're going to see somebody that's saying,
It was crazy.
Those were the veins that people would travel through, you know.
Hey, man, I'm going to do a diss song to Andre 3000.
Stop it.
He got one more time to drop an album.
Let him be creative.
He can't live.
That's like telling Pugs, why you doing football? You're supposed to be doing this. You see what I'm saying?
Nigga, you got one more time to not do a basketball.
He's like, I want to dribble.
Right.
I want
This is what I asked for. No,
I'm paying the tax.
Andre said, I've been writing, he said, but I ain't found a producer or beats that have kept me long enough to do an album. So until he get that inspiration, and I get it because he navigating, he experiment.
I think he picking the best thing because all he's doing is giving him time to get it because he is dropping something.
Yeah.
You know? But also, I can understand how he could be bored. I mean, they did it big. They did it big.
It's expanding
His stretching his brand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because you got to figure.
These glasses serious right now. Voice change.
Yeah, right.
A lot of groovy cats out there. You got to turn the camera on them, Kyle.
Yeah, I got it.
Impact.
I got you.
I'm brooding.
You got it.
I got it. New vocabulary.
Oh,
Boom.
new vocabulary. Ooh.
The flamingo hustle.
Yeah,
popping.
There you go.
No, but you gotta figure how many people know Andre 3000
Mm-hmm.
and how many people know Andre.
Okay.
We from an era where we knew Andre,
Yeah.
who turned into 3000.
True.
There's a whole United Nation that only knows 3 Stacks.
That's
Those
interesting.
are 2 different characters.
Yeah.
That's 2 different colors of
Because
paint.
3 Stacks was on all the remixes.
Yeah.
Right. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So I think, what he's doing with his brand naturally evolved. If you're an artist and you don't destroy yourself through your art to rebuild yourself,
Yeah.
it's not really in you for till death. You know what I'm saying? Until you die. Like you might be part-time and it fades out, then you move on to something else, which is fine. But for cats like us, and not even just us, just cats in that bracket where you ultimately will destroy what you do and rebuild what you do greater. You take that to death. You know what I'm saying? And that's legacy.
Yeah.
Because a lot of cats who hang it up, and it's sad to say, they just quite didn't. It's like trying to get a pension. You ain't put enough years to get that legacy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You might get a watch certificate, but you don't get that forever check.
Hey, shout out to Yassine Bey.
Most get the legacy.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's not just music.
No, he expanded his brand and he did it. He made it because he went through the acting, and each time, every time he's stepping into something else, I'm done rapping. Then he act. Then he go back to rapping.
Yeah, he was acting first. Yeah, he was acting first. Yeah.
Yeah, he was a
And
cop.
when he had the dreads, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
When he was on there with Neil Carter.
Yeah.
Yep.
Give me a break.
Yeah.
Did anybody sample that? I feel like somebody sampled that. And I feel like we probably played it.
Somebody
Because
did.
you remember that point where it was like, ooh, you sampled a TV show. Oh, I sampled that. That was the best one. That was the best one. That was the best one. My Flows Is Tight was crazy. That record. Isn't that the 45 King? Or no?
Yeah, that's 45.
Yeah, that's
Posted up.
the Nas record. Yeah.
Well, Nas,
Yeah.
and I'm looking like, y'all know we broke this record.
Yeah, we were in it. But I mean, in that time, we were trying to have everything first. We were trying to get all the unreleased. We were getting artists just to play their demos. That was what it was about.
So do that beat speed up at a certain point, or do I? Yeah.
It was where the drums land.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's the same BPM.
It's the same tempo,
It's
right?
just the drums flip up.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Because I always thought it's.
And then the way the horn goes,
Yeah.
the illusion, it's that stuff like, you remember we
Like,
would record, and I'd be like, bro,
Yeah.
with the 2 things on top, nobody's going to even notice how you're on the bar,
But it escalates.
Yeah, it gives it,
It escalates a lot.
You can't be too lengthy with your words. Like, you can be wordy, but you can't have long phrases.
Yeah, you got to hit it like how the horns are hitting. Yeah.
I spit some shit on that. Yeah, he spit on that though.
It's a science to the rhyming. I remember when there was a man from University of Chicago did his research.
I know, man. That was
I
crazy.
still got the papers.
Yeah, we definitely got to put that in the doc,
Research of
man.
what?
How we freestyle.
Yeah.
Like how me and Ty, he just studied how we freestyle, how we're formulating the words, the sentences, what's the word association, what's happening in the brain
That was
when that's going.
Rap Genius, right?
Yeah, I mean it's like 90. That's
sonics,
2000
the
maybe,
ABA
2001.
patterns.
Yeah.
Like he broke down the whole structure of the pattern and the syllables
Pre-Genius.
and the symphonics behind all the words. And this is for like
Not
his
such a
dissertation.
genius. He should have made that a book.
Who that?
Well, I mean, it was his work. It was college dissertation, right?
Was it college? This was school?
Yeah, this was for
Shout out to
school.
Byron Do It.
Yeah. That was crazy because it was like the most random.
Huh?
That was the most
Rap
random.
Genius.
I don't know.
Right.
You never know, right?
Blueprint.
You never know.
Back on it.
You know, like, and that's something I think needs to be done more because, like, you know, you got people that did it with the jazz musicians and went into all of that.
But dissecting it. I mean, that's the one thing I think with hip hop, sometimes we fall flat on just because in the beginning, you would look at it more so in the technique of like the person's wild style, all the stuff that was in it. Yeah. Or, you know, he did that onomatopoeia rap. He did, you know, all those alliteration, et cetera, you know. But it was like a whole homework, you know, and we kind of got away from that, you know.
Yeah, because you used to listen to people looking to see what they was going to do.
Yeah.
But see, you got to a point where you had, yes, you were doing that, but then you were seeing people exposing you to these things and it challenged you to be like, okay, can I do
something like this?
Let's say when Common did communism.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Hit them with the comment.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. The style.
End rhymes. You know,
But that's literature. So you learning how to write, you learning a different writing technique, style, and it's challenging because, I mean, like he said, I'm thinking about the formula. I'm sitting at home with a dictionary looking up words to put in the rhyme. You know what I mean? Yeah, but that's the science, though, to it. Because younger raps, that was it. You had to... Some people had the rhyme dictionary, rhyme book.
Yeah, some people encyclopedias, some people with thesauruses,
that little trick.
Take somebody else's rhyme.
Yes.
The prowess to...
I
say no.
I think it's still there. I just think sometimes it's not the person who you want to do it. You know, sometimes it's like, that's dope, you did it, but the messenger, you know?
Right.
Yeah, I mean... Think about stuff. No, it's not fair, but that's human nature. You pick who you want to see, you know, and then you deal with what they bring.
Yeah.
Right.
But I mean, think about it when you see, hear, feel somebody and they check all the boxes of that. You're like, wow, this is amazing. They figured it out. This is crazy.
Yeah, okay.
You know,
that's different, right?
Otherwise, you just say, that was a dope style. That was a great bar.
Yeah.
You don't give them the full. Yeah, because it's a package.
But also the difference is that now it's mainstream, so everybody's doing rap.
Yeah.
Versus
I mean, every
then,
style,
you know,
that was limited. It was very limited.
Stuff even have a shelf life now.
It's not supposed to
I
because
look at it like
it's the same quality versus quantity. You never was concerned. Nobody ever cared about quantity back then because there wasn't enough people to do quantity like that. Now everybody and their mama doing it. Yeah. But it just go back to the core the real people that are doing it. And they're not going to be the ones that'll be mainstream everywhere. No. Like they're going to put Doechii in the front. And remember I told you this, I felt like Doechii, and I got to be careful how I say this, but I felt like America pushed Doechii after Lil Sims came across the water.
Right.
Once she came across the pond and started blowing, the American industry said, nah, we need our own.
That style.
And then all of a sudden, Doechii got pushed to the front. Not that Doechii ain't dope, but Lil Sims had came in the door. And she came in, like, everybody was like, oh, shit, she got style. Style. Video like Busta Rhymes, you know.
But I mean, we're back in the 90s now. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's the other part of ebb and flow. You got to see that, okay, we're going here. Bet.
Nope.
Things under the sun.
Nope. So let them do it. And that's what I'm saying. You don't need everybody to do it, but you got to just...
I mean, now, because it's so wide, it's more about you having your niche audience and you just really focusing on that. I mean, everybody asks me rap questions in that sense. I always be like, bro, just build your world and focus on that crowd. Yeah. And that might not be the crowd you thought you was going to get,
and
but
that's the other thing.
Crowd.
People chase money and they chase the likes. So they looking to get a certain audience, not realizing and then they quit because they didn't get that audience.
Yeah,
but
and it's like it's a whole other audience.
Right,
like,
they didn't even know what chasing.
God.
You know what I'm saying? Like these people loved you and would have bought everything you did, but those guys over there didn't say nothing, so you kind of stopped. You
gotta move it around and see, because I mean,
that's like lightning in the bottle. It's either you might not have a vision, and you're not surrounded by people who are going to objectively tell you or inform you, like, listen,
this is what it is.
This is what's correct. I know you're nice with these things. This is what really propels you.
That's the pocket, yeah.
And if you don't feel like it's a compromise for your integrity, then just run with it. Fuck it.
Well, I mean, you need notes. We all need notes.
Yeah, that's
because it's like you can't see it all. I mean, you can't see you right now.
Yeah,
you know, you need notes. You be like, oh man.
We can look at it after the fact, but in the real time, you got to deal with what you are. I feel like that was Joey's experience too. Joey Badass. Joey started one place, quote unquote, went fame chasing for a while, and then circled back after he found himself and realized, I'm not happy with my bars. I'm not happy with what I'm presenting. And then he went back to what he loves to do.
Oh, that's how it went.
That's what it looked like to me.
Because I was there for the beginning, and then I've been there for the end.
But the middle ground.
So what happened in the middle?
It was a little weird. It was a little commercial.
What happened?
It was definitely like he was doing, and maybe because of the deal, he had to do certain type of songs, and they were telling him what to do. But like this, now he's back where he was during when Steve's was alive.
Okay. See, I thought he just always was rapping like that.
No. So he went through this phase where he really changed his flow, and he tried to fit in with the group, with the world.
Oh, okay.
And he really wasn't going where he could go with his thought process when he rhymed, and the types of things he would talk about, it wasn't there. And then he suddenly, one day he came back to it. I think he did like 2 albums, and everybody kind of was like, nah, that ain't it, fam. And then he came back around.
Now you got to find your voice. Yeah. And again, how people see you.
Yeah.
You know?
Because you think you know what you're doing, but what do they want to see?
So then here go the perpetual question. Are you obligated to your audience?
No, you're not obligated to your audience.
Your audience wants you to be authentic.
But it's what you want to see. What do you want to see?
I don't want to see you do no damn piano album.
Oh, very good.
And it's like, what do you want to be? Are you in conversation with people? Are you in conversation with yourself? Are you in conversation with other musicians? What's important to you in that? I think that's where it lands. And that's how you make the choice. Yeah.
People got to let you, I mean, everybody talking shit about Dre, whatever, but if he found his
jokes, I don't want no heat. I don't want no heat.
But
hit will rap.
Peace. We fight for peace so much. Peace of mind, peace of, the shackles. All that shit. It's hard to compromise once you find it. And I think he at that place where he like, I'm loving this. But you could see the nostalgia, how he moving around. You could see him itching.
He's coming. That's what I'm saying. He's coming.
This boy,
he's coming.
He's ready to Excalibur the whole game.
Because that has to happen.
He knows it's not necessary. Well, he knows it's not necessary, but it's very warranted. You know what I'm saying? If he just Soul Caliber these.
But what happens after the album comes out?
Exactly.
Does
then
he make another one?
Do it.
Does he make another one? Like, you know what I mean?
He already admitted.
I think it's no rush. Or he ain't even got to do it.
He had an insecurity about doing that, not being able to better his best.
I mean,
what was his best?
Well, I mean, think about Will Smith right now. Like, that's harsh.
If you release
you come back out again. That's harsh.
Who'd you say?
Will Smith.
He having the ball.
No, I mean, he definitely having the ball.
Well, you said you don't want Andre to be a Will Smith?
No, we were saying, like, after he drops the album, like, what happens?
Yeah.
Like, does he drop another album?
He's already hit the ceiling.
Who, Will?
Yes.
Both of them.
Right. It's not necessary. See.
Oh, you mean the ceiling in terms of his performance or his artistry?
No, just like they done it all. Both of them have done it all.
So they don't have to do this.
I don't think Will did it all.
But you're an artist.
He the first one to win.
Yeah, but I mean, those are different accolades. There's other accolades.
And he was the biggest. At one point, he was the biggest. He did the TV shows. The TV show's iconic, bro.
He was the first.
Yes, but there's still more to do.
Actors.
There's more to do. What else?
See, again, that's kind of what we're talking about. Like, so either you agree with Andre or you don't. So
don't worry about me, Andre. We on Will Smith.
He said he friends with Paul Masson. He said, brother.
No, what I'm saying is that, like, so you can do all of those accolades in these different spaces, but there's always that one more space that you can occupy again and do it differently, or flip some this way or do some that way. Like even with the Will Smith with the acting, he's gone away, and now his challenge, if he came back, he wouldn't be able to do Ali today. So now he has a new challenge to accomplish because he has to be able to create something in that space again different.
I think right now where he's at, it's kind of, if you listen to Pugs, you get to a point where either you hit your ceiling or you're close, or you can see the ceiling. At some point, you got to get back. You got to help. Yeah, you have to extend and pull people up.
Oh, he's been doing that for years.
Right, but right now, he would be best to not just pull people, just pull whole cities up. Like whole businesses, and that's what he's got the imprint for production company, Overbrook, and all that, and then with comedians and things like that, he's doing all that shit. Yeah. So that right there, that's strengthening your legacy again, But after a while, you can't. You might help a couple of people, and after a while, you're like, you know what? I'm stronger than this. I'm gonna take a whole community up. I mean, look at Ryan Coogler. Yeah. He got so much juice. Yeah. As a director, he's able to pull a whole squad up to make a movie.
And he's still talking like a Mark-ass buster. Like, hey, yo.
Wait, don't say it that way, though.
Roll up right. You called the man a Mark Buster?
No, I mean, he talking I mean, he still sound like the West Coast twang.
Hey, I mean, that's what he is. The Bay is the Bay. You can't get rid of that.
He ain't no Mark.
I mean, we from the crib. We say.
Yeah, you can't get rid of that.
I was trying to put a fair one back there, man.
I jumped in on this one.
What's that?
What's that?
It should be one waiting to enter.
Oh, you mean this one? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
There it is, cuz.
Right, cuz.
Excursions.
Now, Coogler is interesting. Coogler is interesting because of the fact that he did it without compromising who he is.
Right.
And he's not, and I mean, they tried
also, he's giving people an example.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, I think a lot of times that's what makes the influx come after people see how it's done. And they're, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I get it.
I like what he's doing, but I still think he's playing it safe. And I understand why.
You think he's playing it safe?
I do. I think he's not saying what he would really like to say.
You mean in the films?
No.
No, he's talking about in the interviews.
Oh, he was coached. He's been coached.
He's free. Yeah. But when you have to promote the product, you have to dance. He don't really have to dance, but his attire has to be appropriate for it to keep going.
Yeah.
I know you can see he want to come out of his skin sometimes, but
yeah, he definitely got offended a few times. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, at some point, I do get tired of first black this, first black, perpetual black. I'm not competing, first of all, in y'all arena.
Yeah, it's not even. It's not about that.
Because we already giants.
Right.
You should be honored by our participation, for one. So, I mean, because that's always going to be the first thing they see. So, if a white boy gets centers, let's give me a comparable white boy.
Quentin Tarantino doing From Dusk Till Dawn. That's Sinners.
So that's the parallel.
Yeah.
Exactly. Sinners dust to dawn.
It does.
Quickly.
It does.
I mean, it's the soul of it falls apart. Now, I'm thinking about it because I haven't seen that one in a while.
That was a joint. Like when I first saw it, I was like,
it's a great fun
They
movie.
link up with the preacher and the daughter.
Right.
In
the joint.
In the trailer, and then they find out they're criminals, and then they make them take them to
cross the border into Mexico.
Right.
So they cross the border. They end up popping up at this bar.
They pull up to the bar where they're supposed to meet the guy.
Yeah.
See, I was gonna go watch it again, but now I've already.
You can still watch it.
I can't watch it again. I haven't seen it too many times.
No, but it's I mean...
Yeah, I've seen it too many times now.
It's definitely...
But sometimes it's good to refresh and watch those movies with a mature...
No, I'm with you. I've done it. I've done it. It's over. It's over.
But,
I've seen all the Tarantino too many times. Yeah.
Dust to Dawn came
Ah,
out.
that'd have been crazy. That'd have been crazy.
By Coogler still?
He's saying the same movie. That'd have been crazy.
They would.
John would have been like a B movie.
Hell yeah.
The thing I liked about the Kugler joint the most was it reminded me of that scene in Piano Lesson where they're sitting at the
I
table.
told y'all were supposed to see Piano.
Yeah,
Lesson.
yeah.
And they
Y'all
would-
was fronting on that.
No,
But
I never
I'm talking
saw
about
it.
the original one. The new one's cool, but the original one.
Wait a minute.
Marcus Wilson.
There's two?
Yeah, so, it's one back in the day.
Okay.
See, you didn't even know
Yeah.
that.
And
Nope.
the play is dope.
Yeah, the play was fire. I mean, my first fire art piece was from the Piano Lesson. I redid the cover.
Go get all
That was
10
my
of them,
end.
10 of the books. Read the books. Watch the play.
Okay.
See, that's some damn
Yeah.
shit. Okay.
Now we going.
All right.
Now we going.
But they do like they do
Piano
the song that
Lesson.
the Chain Gang sing
Okay.
at the table in the house, and just
You know,
that
I snatched
emotion's
shit.
heavy.
You feel it.
Yeah,
I've been snatched that shit.
yeah, I snatched it too.
Like mine.
But now that part is hard.
No,
Yeah.
the Piano Lesson was super dope.
Mm.
Okay.
You know, and
Now the new one was good. It
It's
was
a series
good.
or movie?
Movie.
it's a movie. I
Okay.
thought the casting was done. I thought their chemistry was excellent. You know what I'm saying? I like the flow of it.
Mm.
You know,
No, it was solid. It was solid.
Piano.
so both of those right there, you got to figure right now. Let's say we've had the higher learnings and the boys in the hoods
Yeah.
and the menaces and things like that. Now we have piano lessons, centers. You know, what's this era of?
Well, I think like the new black stuff is kind of about just us living other lives.
Exactly.
Finally.
Just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Boomerang.
Mm.
Like all the flack Eddie got for
Yeah.
Boomerang.
Yeah.
No.
That was to me one of the dopest movies when I
That was
saw
ahead of
that.
its time.
Yeah, definitely.
And we was just regular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Owning
was a-
businesses, running.
That was
Well,
ahead
see,
of
the
its
other
time.
part is I knew black
Is
executives living that life, so I'm just like, oh, that's dope.
feed on-
Okay, yeah,
yeah.
I think it's like this. I think we just create black stories. That's what it is. Boomerang is a great black story, right?
Mhm.
Sinners is a great black vampire story. You know what I mean? And I don't even mean to say black. Blah, blah,
It's just a
blah.
good
But you mean in
story.
terms of
Yeah.
the main characters and the theme is
Everything black. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
You know? We
But
do a
that's
mobster
where
movie,
people
everything
so
black.
wrong.
Huh?
We can't never just be us.
Especially be us and excel. Black
And it's not
excellence
like
on
we
camera.
It's not like we trying to do stuff and exclude you maliciously, but we go to places all the time.
But we have our
in
own
real
world.
life. No, I'm saying, but we go to places all the time in real life, and it just be
Us.
others. No. it
Oh,
be
you talking about that side.
We be the outsider, and it's just like y'all have a whole function. Go to Winnetka.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a whole.
Yeah.
We're a figment.
So you're not gonna let them in?
They can go.
You gonna let them in?
He's the
Oh,
gatekeeper of
talking
Wakanda. Hell nah, he
I'm
ain't.
swinging late.
He's like, yeah, come on in. The water's fine.
The water is definitely fine, but I mean, it's just
Ah,
like we
man.
can't just have
Well, I think
our regular.
when it
lives.
happens, people think it's exclusion, and it's like, no,
No, it's not
I'm trying to give chances. I'm trying to make it
But it's
bigger.
the consequences of exclusion. That's really what it comes down to. Because even in the movie Sinners, the reason why that black space had to exist because we couldn't go to the other.
Yeah.
So we
yeah.
said, well, we just do it ourselves. So don't come over here and take
And
from
they
our
wanted to
fun.
come over, yeah.
Like,
That fight right there. That fight will never end because people always think it's exclusion.
Yeah.
When it's not,
We ain't worried about it at all. We just doing
We
us.
just doing us.
Just doing us.
That's why Tulsa happened.
And that's where they
That's why
lose it.
Bloody Sunday happened.
Mm-hmm.
We can go down the list.
Yep.
It's proof.
It's proof.
There's proof.
It's proof. You see how he said that?
Yeah. I
He said it like it's a
That's
song
shot.
somewhere.
Like
That's
it's
the
something.
shot. And for yourself? Oh, simple.
You just sprinkle it out there.
As soon as the glasses came on,
There's proof.
Donald came in.
There's proof.
Donald came in, man.
Mythological.
Keith Murray of you there.
We doing on the record, baby. So,
Yeah.
Pugs, we're gonna have to
Oh.
add some new joints. We're gonna have to let cats dig through the records and pull out
So pull
pull out mystery records.
Yeah.
Pugs, you've been invited to dig through.
So this piano lesson,
Yes.
what did you do with it?
Huh? It's in the file.
Let's do that. There you go, chop it up.
Ready yet?
You said you had it in the pocket.
Let's go.
That's
He got it.
He wanted to say
it. He got some bangers.
Yeah, I know what he is. I can just do it myself. But I'm like, man, I can do it with him. I was like, we can do it. We can do it
on that
together.
one.
We got
you know?
the fresh
Okay.
joints.
All right.
Yoda came through.
I hear you.
All brand new, brand new.
I'm just saying, when mine come out, I tried.
It's right.
That's okay.
I tried to work together. I tried.
You substitute?
Where is it?
Right
Yeah,
up
at
there.
the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just did that one. You let them hear that one?